Hi guys, can you see this? This is Pinasugbo. Maria, say hi. It's like plantain, guys, and it's fried with brown sugar, caramelized brown sugar. It's crunchy and very sweet. I'm also going to read The First Christmas Tree by Rose Fileman something. This story of the first Christmas tree was told me by the fairy queen herself, so you may be quite sure it is a true one. Here it is. Once upon a time, there lived in the middle of a forest a poor woodcutter. He had one little daughter called Annis, whom he loved dearly. Annis was a dear little girl, kind and gentle. She was very fond of the woodland creatures, and they in turn knew and loved her well. The fairies loved her also. They used to dance on the top of the low stone wall that went around the little garden in front of the cottage. Annis, Annis, they would call to her while she was busy helping her mother in the kitchen. But she would shake her head. "I can't come. I'm busy," she would answer. But at night time, when she was fast asleep under her red quilt, they would come tapping at the little window. Annis, Annis. Then she would slip out of bed and run quickly downstairs in her bare foot and off with the fairies into the moon-shining wood. But the next day, she was never sure whether it had been a dream or reality. That was in the summer. It was winter now and very cold. The sky was dark and heavy with coming snow. Every evening, all through the winter, Annis would hang a little lantern with a candle in it on the small fir tree that grew just inside the garden gate. Her father could see it as he came home through the trees. It was a little bright welcome for him even before he reached home. On Christmas Eve, he went to work as usual. He came home for his dinner at midday and started back early. He was at work quite a long way off. I shall finish there today, he said to his wife as he left the house. Then I shall come nearer home. If the snow comes, it will be difficult to find a way in the dark evenings. And that very day, the snow began. All the afternoon it fell in great soft flakes. Down, down, down. It seemed as if the whole sky were falling in little bits. The woodcutter worked hard in the fading light. It was quite dark by the time he had finished, and he had to keep shaking the snow from his shoulders and from his old hat. The wood was all neatly stacked in the little shed which had been built up there to house it. He started off home with a sigh of relief, smiling to himself as he thought of his warm hearth and a bowl of hot porridge waiting for him on the hob, and of little Annie's knitting in the chimney corner. But presently, how it happened I know not, for he knew the forest well, and the snow had almost stopped falling, and the moon was shining. He found that he had lost his way. He was quite cheerful at first. In a minute I shall find the path again, he said, but many minutes passed and he did not find it. A cloud came over the moon. The snow began to fall again more quickly. It was like a moving, whirling mist where the trees stood less close together. The woodcutter began to lose heart. Then suddenly he saw a light ahead of him on one of the fir trees. "Can I be so near home?" he said, half bewildered. But when he came near, he found that it was not the fir tree in his own garden that was lit up, but an ordinary forest tree. Little lights twinkled and glittered on its branches, burning brightly and steadily in spite of the falling snow. The woodcutter rubbed his eyes. "Is this wicked magic?" he thought. But the lights burned more brightly than ever, and as he looked about, he saw in the distance another tree lit up in the same way. Then he understood. "It is the good fairies helping me," he said, and trudged off cheerily in the direction of the second tree. And when he looked back, the first one had already grown dark again. But when he reached the second tree, another was shining ahead to show him the way. And so he went on from tree to tree until at last he was guided safely home to Annie's little lantern in his own garden. And always after that, he used to put lights on a little fir tree on Christmas Eve in memory of the time when the fairy saved him from being lost in the forest. And so the custom began, and because it was such a pretty one, and because the fairy so willed it, it spread, and today the fairy Christmas tree is to be found all over the world in houses where there are children and where the fairies come. But guys, did you like the story, guys? Did you like the Pinasugbo? I think Maria ate too. Love, did you eat too? It's quite sweet, guys. Okay, guys, I hope you like this video. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel, ScorpioAnnYT. Please go to my husband's ASMR channel also, Michael Soothing ASMR, and my daughter's two channels, Ariafel and Art and Beauty Freak. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you.